Hello everyone and welcome back. This will be our fifth video on timing pushes. My name is Eskinu and we are going to go over a replay which I played recently. It was earlier this week where I spawned as Zerg, this time, not Terran. And I'm going to show you a timing push that was used against us. This is a 2v2, so a 4-player map on the 2v2 ladder. And really, timing pushes are kind of the same. They do change a little bit whenever you get into 1v1, and honestly, I wouldn't even consider anything in 3v3 or 4v4 timing pushes, but 2v2, you can have kind of a similar setup, and in this case, it's myself as Zerg and my ally as Terran versus 2 Zerg on the ladder. I want to speed this up so I have a little bit less to talk about. And I just want to emphasize that you can defend against timing pushes. They just have to be scouted. You have to scout them early enough. So send out your worker or whatever unit you have, whether it's a marine or hopefully not a stalker because that's a really late scout. But be aggressive with your scouting. Get into your opponent's base relatively early. Figure out whether they have their gases up or not, whether they have their production buildings are up, and even count how many workers they have. That can be a very strong indication of what kind of pressure they're going to put on you. Or whether they're going for a very heavy macro style and they might be expanding. Like if there's Zerg, you'll see a lot of drones on the mineral line by the time you get there, and that's an indication that they might be doing a quick hatchery, a 14 hatchery. And same for Protoss. If you see Chrono Boost on that Nexus, that's a very good indication that they may not put pressure on you for a few more minutes. It doesn't mean, don't misread it and think, oh, well, I have 20 minutes to not be attacked. So anyway, in this, I got a little bit off topic. Sorry about that. Whenever you scout, whatever we scouted here, we saw that he had a very early spawning pool. I believe this was like a 6 or an 8 pool, something like that. And then our friend over here, Panda Meat, had, I think, a 10 pool. And then they both had gas. It's very important to note, because you'll know that they're getting speedlings. We responded correctly by planting spine crawlers and also kind of walling off here. This was a very, very good defense right here as Terran. I recommend that all Terran players do a build similar to this. If you're not going to wall off at the ramp, just wall off your mineral line, and this is very effective against any kind of early rushes, whether it's zealots or zerglings or anything like that. So at this point, I offer my expansion up over here. This is also kind of a timing issue for Zerg, because that is their production building. It's very similar to throwing down 2 more barracks or 2 more gateways or something of that nature. So in this case, that's my production building. I felt that it was not necessarily safe. I don't want to say that because expanding, especially as Zerg, is a very risky option, but it's also an option that you have to take. You have to take risks in the game of StarCraft, and that's one of the ones that I chose to take. I'm not very good at playing Zerg, and as you can see, I do not have the metabolic boost upgraded yet. That's my fault, but that's kind of standard for me, unfortunately. So we see that his drones are transferring. We see that they come around here, and we know that he has an expansion up here. In fact, I was wondering what he was doing with those drones, and then it occurred to me, oh, he must have expanded over here, and he hasn't torn down these rocks, obviously. So about this time, we decided to push out. This is considered what I would say this is another timing push. I believe I said this in one of my earlier videos. Some people think that timing pushes can only happen from the start of the game, so they happen basically in the first, say, 6 to 8 minutes of the game. I don't necessarily agree with that. Timing pushes can happen at any point. I believe I said this earlier too. Whenever you take your 3rd expansion was the example that I used. In this case, it was whenever you transferred drones. That was the start of our timing push. And also, we just happen to have that many roaches. We know that that's the perfect time to attack, and we did. And as you can see here, we did quite well. And we're not only able to defend against their very early rush, but we were able to respond with a very strong kind of counter push, and did quite well. So I encourage you to, one, the important thing is to be aggressive with your scouting, figure out what they're doing and how you can defend against it, where their units are. If you see that they are a little short on production buildings, you should start to freak out just a little bit and send your workers all across the map trying to figure out where maybe that extra pylon is, whether maybe they have a forge or something like that, or proxy barracks, um, or whether they might even have another hatchery hidden somewhere. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope that you can see not only through these 5 videos how to do effective pushes, but also how to defend against them, and also the importance of scouting and responding appropriately. I'll see you guys on the ladder. Good luck and have fun.